Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the March 25th, 2025 legislative session of the Town of Ossining. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Councilmember Manicchio.
Here.
Councilmember Meyer.
Present.
Councilmember Philotea.
Here.
Councilmember Wines.
Present.
Supervisor Feldman.
Present.
Departmental report, Chief of Police Aaron Zimmerman and Lieutenant Andrew Myrana.
Good evening. How's everyone doing tonight? Awesome. So here we are once again. Happy to give you some numbers, and for that, I'm just going to turn it right over to the liaison to the town of Ossining, Lieutenant Myrana.
Good evening. All right, so I can give you quarterly numbers as up to date as we have. The quarter doesn't really end until the end of March. I can get you up until the 25th of March, which is the most recent we have. For the month of March thus far, we've written 5 parking summonses, 108 vehicle and traffic summonses. We've made 15 arrests, one of those being a DWI, and the rest of them were unlicensed, aggravated unlicensed operation third, which is primarily what we do on the 9A in the town. That's for March. January, we issued 4 parking summonses, February 2. Vehicle and traffic, January 141, February 72, a little bit of dip there. Less people on the road when it's colder. 6 arrests, 1 DWI in February, 6 arrests for each month for January, February, one DWI in February. No town ordinances thus far. Those usually tend to spike when it gets warmer. More people are outside, more people are doing things outside they shouldn't be doing. And the AOs are about, on average, about 4 a month thus far. So as nothing's kind of out of the ordinary, it's kind of all what we expect to see this far. A couple things we have upcoming. We have every camera for the license plate reader project is in. We have all that equipment. We ordered it a while back. I think I spoke to you guys a while back about it. So that's all in. We're just waiting on the installation to take place, and that's just waiting on the vendor to take care of that. That should be up and running. You guys will have a plate reader dedicated at Chappaqua and North State, as well as a plate reader dedicated at the intersections of 9A and 134. What that does for us is it helps us solve crimes. If we get a string of people coming in and stealing cars, we can at least have a starting point to know which way they came in, which way they exited. It gives us kind of a starting point as far as that goes. If, God forbid, we have a child kidnapped, we know which way the car fled that took the child away. We have a vulnerable adult that kind of wandered off. You see those signs on the side of the highway. We know which way they came in and which way they left the village or town of Ossining. Because this is a good starting point. Whereas years ago, it'd just be luck of the draw if you happen to see people walking down the street, jiggling on car door handles. They might be trying to steal a car. That's kind of like hit or miss. That's the cop happens to be at the right place at the right time. This at least gives us a starting point to further these investigations and solve crimes. Other than that, we still have the camera project at the waterfront up and running. That's going to be a big help come July 4th or July 3rd. I'm not sure which day we've
July
settled.
3rd.
The 3rd for the fireworks. That'll be a big help for that. It gives us a set of eyes in the sky. We'll also have our drone up for that function. We've secured the train station as a command post. In years past, we've been outside at the bottom of the ramp there, and it was discussed that if there was some kind of a mass incident there, we would be right in the middle of it if our tent was right at the bottom of the ramp. So this year, the command post we'll still have the tent down there for lost kids and whatever, but command staff will be up inside the train station, which isn't utilized that much. It's utilized a couple hours in the morning for commuters, and pretty much other than that, it's a locked building. So our friends at DMTA are letting us use that as a command post. We'll have that kind of set up. Should something happen, we kind of have a perched view of the whole incident as up top, and keeps us out of the elements if it does rain like it did last year or the year before last. It poured on us. Yeah, 2 years ago where we really got flooded out, so it'll keep us dry. We're looking forward to that and planning some typical community outreach programs. We'll have the movies in the park again, the kickball with the cop, coffee with the cop, to continue our community outreach to engage with the community and other aspects and just enforcement.
Questions?
Thank you.
That's it.
No, thank you for the job that you're doing. So will you be able to monitor the cameras from your little command post or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we'll have a monitor there with the cameras there so we can get a live feed of the events as they take place for the fireworks.
That's really helpful.
Yep.
Okay, thank
thanks,
you
Alex.
for all that you do. I've seen a lot of cars pulled over on 9A lately, and with the continuing road work, now that it's paved, people don't realize that the DOT people are still out there working every night. So I appreciate the fact that you've got the speed of the road down a little bit, even with the new pavement. So
Yeah.
it's noticed and it's appreciated.
As the
Thank
chief
you.
has said in the past, with the roadway being paved, it kind of encourages people to drive a little faster with less potholes on the road. So we're trying to keep the community safe.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Thank
Good night.
Thank you. Departmental report, Highway Superintendent, Cemetery Superintendent Pete Connolly.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So, since my last report, we've had 6 snow and ice events during the last quarter. We handled them very well. No breakdowns, which is always a good sign. Since January, we received 472 tons of salt, and our salt shed is currently full. 8 of our main sewer lift stations were cleaned recently by our contractor, and our sewer line hotspots were jetted clean about 2 weeks ago. This is usually done as a preventive measure every 3 months, and it works out well. We haven't had any backups in those areas. We repaired catch basins along Incognito Lane, Cedar Lane, Dale Cemetery, Reservoir Road, and Minko Road. And we just completed yesterday our stormwater outflow stream inspections, and we found no illicit connections and drainage. Yes. We had that cold spell. We do have a lot of road repairs that we're going to start very, very soon out there throughout the town. We did get a break in the weather, and we installed new guardrail on Reservoir Road and in Dale Cemetery. And we assisted the Parks Department over the last few months with work at Cedar Lane Park and with interments at Dale Cemetery to cover for vacations and time off. We've begun our road sign repairs and replacement program once again. 2 members of the Highway Department attended UDIG Utility Markout Training Seminar, which was held in Yorktown in February. As you mentioned, Liz, we've been working with the state DOT engineer concerning the drainage issues along the 9A corridor. We're seeing a lot of progress with them. And I think finally they understand the importance of keeping the streams open. And hopefully this is going to eliminate some of the flooding along the 9A 134 area over there that we've been going through for many, many years. So some good news. Over the last 2 weeks, we received a new pickup truck, and asphalt roller, along with the utility body, which we've got to be mounted on one of our smaller dump trucks. You may remember we took that body off, the dump body off, and put it on one of the parks trucks. And now this new utility body is going to go on the one that we removed. So, and of course, we continue with our weekly yard waste pickup and vehicle repairs. And we just completed our MS4 stormwater annual report that has been sent to the state DEC and will be available tomorrow for public viewing on the town's website.
All right, so it will be available for comment on the town's website tomorrow.
Okay.
And then we'll be looking to vote on it after we look at whatever comments come in next week.
On the cemetery, there have been 17 interments at Dale so far this year. Our ground maintenance equipment has been serviced over the last few months, getting ready for the cutting season. Over the last few months, we continued with a small little project, all our organizational markers, police, fire, veterans. They're all getting straightened out, turned around. So I think it's going to look a lot nicer come this Memorial Day when the flags are put on there. So we're taking a section at a time on that. We've begun restoring grave sites from the recent winter burials, placing new topsoil, seed, and hay. And once the weather warms up a little more, that should fill in nicely. And looking ahead, we'll once again be scheduling with our preservation company, monument repair company, and continue the work down at Sparta Cemetery where we've been the last 2 years. So, all I have.
All right. Any questions? Thank you
Okay.
for working on that stormwater report
Mhm.
today.
You're welcome.
There's a lot. And for doing the great job that you do. And we appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
Pete. Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor and town board announcements.
Okay. The town of Austining has been recognized as a tree city for the 26th year in a row. Now, I said that last week, but I'm proud of it. By the Arbor Day Foundation. This award recognizes our commitment to growing and maintaining trees in our parks, forests, cemeteries, and in the wild. The New York State Public Service Commission is reviewing Con Edison's proposed rate increases, which, if approved, will raise residential customers' bills by up to 25%. There will be virtual public hearings that we encourage you to attend to make your voice heard. The meetings will be held on April 8th and 9th at 1 p.m. and at 5:30 p.m. Please register online beforehand at dps.ny.gov. And you can find the link on my supervisor's update this week. And I'm sure the village has it as well. In honor of Women's History Month, town historian Caroline Curvin is running Local Legends, a celebration of women's history. This exhibit showcases 20 local women who made a significant contribution to our community and our world. This event will be running for the entirety of March. For more information, please visit AustiningHistoryOnTheRun.com. The town and village have partnered with Military Tribute Banners to create and print custom banners. I think this is the last week to get in on this, to honor your service members. The custom banners will be displayed along Croton Avenue and other local roads from Memorial Day through Veterans Day 2025. For additional details, please reach out to the village historian, Joyce Sherrock Cole, at historian@villageofaustining.org. Author Marshall Fine and comedian Robert Klein will be having a discussion over Marshall Fine's first novel, The Autumn of Ruth Winters, on Wednesday, March 26th at 7 p.m. in the Bouders Theater at Austining Public Library. Please go on the library website to make a reservation. Thursday, March 27th, the Mike Risco Band will be hosting a book signing plus meet and greet with Lon Ballinger. He's the author of Party Boys, as well as a co-founder of Webster Hall, New York City. This is a free event, however, space is limited, so an RSVP will be required. For more information or to register, please call 914-762-8757. The Austining Summer Camp registration is open. The camps run from June 30th through August 8th. For more information and regarding prices and registration, please visit villageofaustining.org. On Saturday, March 29th, the Austining Boat and Canoe Club will be hosting a boating safety course. This course meets the New York State requirements for a boating license and personal watercraft operator license, which is now required for all boaters. No more sunset. For additional information or to register, please contact Aux Fitzpatrick at cgauxfits@hotmail.com. Bethany Arts Community presents Women Rights 24-Hour Play Fest. This show features 5 female playwrights writing short stories from scratch and having local performers play them out at sundown. For more information, please visit bethanyarts.org. The inauguration ceremony of County Executive Ken Jenkins is this Sunday, March 30th. The event begins at 3 p.m. Gateway Center at the Westchester Community College. This event is open to public and as well as available live on Westchester Gov Facebook page. Registration is open for the Green Ossining biannual tag sale. For more information, visit greenossining.org/tag sale. The Greater Ossining Chamber of Commerce will be hosting a multi-chamber network mixer on Tuesday, April 1st at 6 p.m. at the Crotonville Conference Center. For more information or to RSVP, please visit greaterossining.chamber.org. Registration for Muscoot Farm summer camps is currently open. Head to parks.westchestergov.com for more information on how to register for those. Westchester County is continuing to run the free tax prep program through April 15th. The program is open at 9 different locations, including Ossining High School and the Joseph G. Caputo Community Center. For more information, please go to 1-800-899-1479. And remember that Neighbors Link is a great source of information and community resources for our immigrant population. Their website at www.neighborslink.org and click resources to register to attend informational webinars about knowing your rights in both English and Spanish and to find contact information for trusted professionals. The New York State Attorney General has also released a list of resources with the goal of protecting the rights of New Yorkers regardless of immigration status or anything else. For more information, please visit ag.ny.gov/resources/individuals/immigrants-rights. As always, our Ossining Public Library will be hosting many events, including movies, crafts, meditation, tutoring, yoga, book clubs, and more. Please see their website at ossininglibrary.org for more information. And the Loft LGBTQ+ Community Center has everything from events and programs to resources and presentations, all dedicated to providing support to everyone who's a part of the LGBTQ+ community, including virtual and in-person support groups and clubs for a multitude of different topics. Check out their website at loftgaycenter.org for more information. And for more fun and interesting events being held locally, check out the supervisor's update on the supervisor's webpage. Do any of my colleagues have?
No.
I think Big Bunny is coming to town soon. Do we know when that is? Remember? April 9th. April 9th, Big Bunny will be arriving on a fire truck. So keep your eyes out for that. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Liaison reports? No? Thank you. Public comment on agenda items. Visitor shall be accorded 1 4-minute opportunity to address the board on any of the resolution on the agenda. Nobody here? Is anybody online? No. Board resolutions, approval of minutes, March 11, 2025. Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Ossining hereby approves the March 11, 2025 minutes of the regular meeting as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of minutes, March 18, 2025, special meeting. Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Ossining hereby approves the March 18, 2025 minutes of the special meeting as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of voucher detail report. Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Ossining hereby approves the voucher detail report dated March 25, 2025 in the amount of $154,851.05. To have a motion.
So moved. Second.
Okay, that's a big number, but it does include 2 trucks and a highway and a asphalt roller. So we got a lot of equipment and I'm very happy we got that
And a utility
before the
body.
prices.
Utility body too, right?
And a utility body. So really, we did well this, got a lot of good stuff. So all in favor?
Aye.
A resolution modifying town board schedule, whereas at its annual organizational meeting, the town board established by resolution its meeting schedule for the year, with the work sessions generally held on first and third Tuesday of the month, and its legislative sessions generally held on the second and fourth Tuesday of the month, subject to certain modifications. And whereas it has come to the town board's attention that are certain conflicts with its meeting schedule that the board wishes to address. Now, therefore, be resolved that the town board hereby modifies its meeting schedule as follow. The work session meeting schedule for April 15, 2025 is canceled. Before the result, the town clerk is hereby direct to notice said meetings as required by law. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Personnel appointments, seasonal labor. Resolved that the town board of Town of Austining appoints Javier Hernandez Austining to the seasonal position of laborer in the town highway department at an hourly rate of $17 effective April 14, 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Life insurance policy for Town of Austining retirees. Whereas the Town of Austining has long-standing practice of providing life insurance benefits to active employees, with this benefit expiring for most employees after retire of other separation of employment from the town. And whereas some prior individual employment agreement and collective bargaining agreements with the PVA unit provided for continuing of life insurance benefits into retirement. And whereas in October 2018, it became more cost-effective for the town to self-insurance the death benefits for the limit group of retirees to whom the life insurance benefit apply after separation from employment. And whereas by duly enacted resolution dated November 20, 2020, the town board adopted a policy regarding the provision of life insurance benefits in retirement for certain categories of employees, which did not include PVA members or former chiefs of police. Now, therefore, we resolve that the town board of Town of Austining hereby amends the life insurance policy for Town of Austin retirees by adding the following as an additional section of the policies: PVA unit and police chief Jordan Fields, Timothy Spurk, Peter Walkman, James Kevson, 3, Kenneth Donato, Glenn Kane. Amount of death benefits for PVN and former chief of police personnel, the death benefits of $10,000, providing that they are less than 75 years old at the time of death. There is no death benefits after the age of 75. So I have a motion.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Board of Assessment Review reappoints Valerie Cazion. Resolved that the town board hereby reappoint Valerie Cazion Austining to a 5-year term on the Board of Assessment Review, retroactive to October 1st, 2024, and set to expire on September 30, 2029. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Agreement, Bickman Appraisal Inc. Resolved that the town board of Town of Austin authorizes the supervisor to sign an agreement with Bickman Appraisal Inc. Top New York to appraise the real property located at 105 Route 9A for the purpose of determining the fee simple fair market value. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contracts, Summer Concert Series 2025 My Risco Musical School. Resolved that the town board of Town of Austin authorizes the supervisor to sign an agreement with Mike Risco Musical School LLC, doing business as Mike Risco Music, Austin, New York 10562, for the administration of the Summer Concert Series for 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contract, Summer Concert Series 2025 in St. Kill Brewery LLC. Resolved that the town board of Town of Austin authorizes the supervisor to sign an agreement with St. Kill Brewery LLC, Austin, New York 10562, for the administration of the craft beverage choral at the Summer Concert Series of 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Intermunicipal agreement with Chester County Employee Assistance Program. Resolved that the town board of Town of Austin authorizes the supervisor to sign an intermunicipal agreement with Westchester County for the Employee Assistance Program for 2025 and 2029. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I'll send the next resolution to Martha.
Resolution opposing Project Maple, the Alocan frac gas pipeline expansion via compressor stations
any or previously stopped fossil fuels projects, including the Williams Constitution Pipeline. Whereas New York State is poised to protect New York's rights to clean air, clean water, and livable climate. And whereas Enbridge Incorporated seeks to expand compressor capacity and pipeline infrastructure along the Algonquin Pipeline route, and has submitted an open season notice with proposed natural gas expansion project Project Maple on September 12, 2023. And whereas Enbridge may seek permits from the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission to further build and operate compressor stations along the Algonquin Pipeline route in New York, including facilities at Stony Point, New York, and Southeast New York, and would increase capacity of the line by opening line by up to 500,000 decatometers per day in Ramapo, New York, according to the open season notice. And whereas Enbridge may need New York State agency permits from the Department of Environment Conservation and/or Public Service Commission to build out and operate compressor stations and pipeline infrastructure along the Algonquin Pipeline route. And whereas the Algonquin Pipeline expansion dubbed Project Maple would interfere with and negatively impact the Hudson River ecosystem and economy that relies on the tourism and health of those waters. And whereas the proposed expansion of the Algonquin natural gas pipeline will significantly increase the fracked gas volume, escalating environmental and health risks in the Hudson Valley and beyond. And whereas emissions from compressor stations release pollutants like nitrogen oxide and carcinogen benzene, proven to cause serious health threats, thus violating New Yorkers' right to clean and a healthy environment under the Green Amendment. And whereas historical data documents that natural gas pipeline infrastructure, including compressor stations, pose significant safety hazards, evidenced by frequent incidents of leaks, explosions, and resultant fatalities and environmental damage. Whereas the pipeline's expansion is in direct conflict with New York's Climate Leadership and Community Protection Act, CLCPA, statutory goals, fostering continued reliance on fossil fuels and undermining the state's statutory required transition to a sustainable renewable energy future. And whereas 70 elected officials, including former county executive and current Congress member George Latimer, State Assembly member Dana Levenberg, State Assembly member Chris Burdick, State Assembly member Mary Jane Shimsky, and State Senator Natalie Fernandez have already opposed Enbridge and proposed expansion to the Algonquin Pipeline dubbed Project Maple ahead of applications for permits on June 17, 2024. And whereas a 124-mile-long Williams Constitution Pipeline proposal was finally defeated in New York in 2020 after the former governor and New York State Department of Environmental Conservation (DEC) opposed the proposal. And whereas a recent media coverage indicates federal efforts to strike a deal with Governor Hochul to approve the once defeated Williams Constitution Pipeline that would bring dirty fracked gas from Pennsylvania and through the southern tier in New York, thus endangering New Yorkers' air, water, and climate. And whereas Governor Hochul has a responsibility and authority to protect New York's environment and public health and to ensure the full implementation of the CLCPA with the power to deny this expansion dubbed Project Maple and any new or previously terminated proposals such as the Williams Constitution Pipeline that is in direct conflict with the state law, and thus the state's environmental and health priorities. And now therefore be resolved, the town of Austining urges Governor Kathy Hochul to oppose the Algonquin Pipeline expansion dubbed Project Maple and the Williams Constitution Pipeline. And be it further resolved that Governor Kathy Hochul directs her agencies to deny any permits for the expansion of the Algonquin fracked gas pipeline dubbed Project Maple and to deny any permits for the construction of the Constitution Pipeline, thereby upholding New York's CLCPA and the state's environmental standards and commitment to a sustainable future. And be it further resolved that the town clerk is directed to send a copy of this resolution to Governor Kathy Hochul, U.S. Senator Kristen Gillibrand, U.S. Senator Charles Schumer, U.S. Congressman George Latimer, U.S. Congressman Mike Lawler, State Senator Pete Hartcomb, State Assembly Member Dana Levenberg, State Assembly Member Chris Burdick, State Assembly Member Mary Jane Shimsky, State Assembly Member Patrick Carroll, State Assembly Member Chris Oakes, State Assembly Member Steve Otis, State Assembly Member Gary Pertlug, State Assembly Member Amy Paulin, State Assembly Member Nate Zain, New York State Senate Majority Leader Andreas George Cousins, Westchester County Executive Ken Jenkins, Westchester County Legislator David Imura, Westchester County Legislator Colin Smith, Westchester County Legislator David DeVillo, Westchester County Legislator Erica Pierce, and Westchester County Legislator Amelia Udalash.
Thank you, Martha. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
You're abstaining?
No.
Finance Capital Project number 2024-5259, 2024 Townwide Assessment Reevaluation Assessors. Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Austin authorizes adjusting the 2024 Capital Project number 2024-5259 entitled 2024 Townwide Assessment Reevaluation for the Assessor Department with a project budget of $380,000. The project will be funded from the Transfer of General Fund balance of $380,000. Charge will be available at the clerk's office. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Finance Capital Project number 2014-5187, 2014 Townwide Assessment Reevaluation Assessors. Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Austin hereby authorizes adjusting the closing the 2014 capital project number 2014-5187 entitled 2014 Townwide Assessment Reevaluation for the Assessor Department with the original project budget of $1,800,000 and transferring the unexpended balance of $55,664.11 to debt service for fiscal year 2024. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution tax accessory settlement Monte Cafa Corp. Be resolved that at the recommendation of town assessors and the town council and finding it to be the best interest of the town board approved the settlement of the tax accessory proceeding pending as Monte Cafa Corp. Versus Town of Austining, Westchester County Supreme Court, number 726AA of 2024 for the property located at 6668 Crown Avenue, Village and Town of Austin in section 89.19-2-21. Is set for the proposed consent judgment covering the assessments year 2017 through 2024 with the total town refund of $1,217.32 and the 2025 tax bill based upon the settlement for 2024 assessment roll to be adjusted to the consent judgment and before the result that the town supervisor, town assessor, town's receiver of taxes, town controller, town council, and other relevant staffs are authorized to take the necessary and appropriate action to execute, file, process, and make payments of the aforementioned settlement. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution tax accessory settlements 1516 James Street LLC be resolved that the recommendation of town assessors and the town council and finding it to be the best interest of the town and town board approves the settlement of the tax accessory proceeding pending as 1516 James Street LLC versus Town of Austining, Westchester County Supreme Court, number 72686-2024 for the property located at 1516 James Street, Village and Town of Austin in section 97.07-2-21 and 22, and set for the proposed consent judgment covering the assessment years 2019 through 2024 with a total town refund of $2,763.96 for both parcels and the 2025 tax bill based upon the settlement 2024 assessment roll for both parcels to be adjusted per consent judgment. And before the resolve that the town supervisor, town assessor, town receiver of taxes, town controller, town council, and other relevant staff are authorized to take the necessary and appropriate action to execute, file, process, and make payment of the aforementioned settlement. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution for the town of Austin to participate in and authorize the retention of legal services to join the municipal legal challenges to Con Edison rate increase in petitions before the New York State PSC. Whereas January 31st, 2025, Con Edison filed a petition with the New York Public Service Commission to increase electricity and gas rate as of January 1st, 2026. And whereas under this petition, electricity rate will raise by 18% with residential delivery charges increasing by 25.1% and gas natural deliveries raising by 19.1%. And whereas the Con Edison rate high proposal came after the increase of 20% in rate over the past 3 years. And any further significant increase will have negative financial impact on residents and business within Westchester County. And whereas the Public Service Commission and currently review Con Edison's petition for an electricity and gas rate increase, and whereas it's the best interest of the town of Austin to be represented in this matter to ensure the concerns of local governments and its residents an adequate address, and whereas Joel R. Dichter of Dichter Law LLC has the necessary experience and expertise to represent the interests of the participant municipalities. And this cause is submitted a proposal dated February 13, 2025 to represent participating municipalities. And whereas the proposal includes intervening in the race case, conducting discoveries, retaining expert witnesses, preparing briefs, and attending all hearings and any settlement negotiation and total cost not to exceed $100,000. which will be split and share equal amounts on all participating municipalities that authorize his representation in this rate case. And whereas such representation will only proceed if at least 20 municipalities agree to be represented by Joel Dictor and Dictor LLC. And at the time of the writing, it is town understanding that approximately 24 Westchester municipalities are interested in participating in this effort. Now, therefore, we resolve that the town board of Town of Austin hereby authorizes this resolution and participates in this effort as follow. One, the town of Austin hereby authorizes the hiring of Joel R. Dictor and Dictor Law LLC as a special counsel to represent participating Westchester municipalities in Connecticut electricity and gas rate case before the Public Service Commission, and the town shares of the illegal fees shall be determined based on the equal division among all participating municipalities, with the total amount of such representation not to exceed $1,000 in total, and shall not exceed the contribution amount of $5,000 by the town of Austin and without further authorization by the town board if necessary. And 3, this authorization shall only take place if 20 municipalities adopting similar resolutions agreeing to represent by Joel Dictor and Dictor Law LLC. In this matter, the town supervisors are hereby authorized to take all necessary action to execute, agree, and relay documents to make the payments and furtherance of this resolution. 5, the resolution shall take effect immediately and be resolved before the resolve that the town of Austin shall coordinate the payment to Joel and Dictor Law LLC to the village of Rybrook and other municipalities participating in this Connecticut electric and gas rate case. To have a motion.
So moved. Second.
Okay. The town of Austin will be joining, I think they already have 20 municipalities that have gone together. I think 5 more are voting today, and another 6 are looking at it this week. So probably won't even be this expensive. They are looking to raise both the electric and gas rates and the delivery rates by double digits across the board. Our citizens need to be represented, our businesses need to be represented. Apparently, New York City usually makes out better in these things because they have representation. Westchester municipalities and Westchester County have decided to come together to fight this as one, to limit the amount of cost to each of the municipalities, and the town of Austining, I'm happy to sign on, but all in favor? Aye. Is happy to sign on to try to protect our residents from these increased rates.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Monthly reports. Resolved that the town board of Town of Austin hereby accept the following monthly reports of the month of February 2025 on Highway Department. I have a motion.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Visitor recognition. Visitors shall be accorded 1 4-minute opportunity to address the board on issues not related to the agenda but relevance of common good of the town. Nobody's in here. Nobody online. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn to executive session for advice of counsel and contracts?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us this evening. If you operate a jet ski or a boat, I would strongly suggest you take advantage of the boating safety course, either at the Austining Boat and Canoe Club this weekend or the other ones being offered around the county. It's required now by law, so please make sure you get your boating safety license. It's a lot of good information. And I hope everybody will enjoy the warmer weather coming up, and we will see you next week for April Fools. For a work session at 16 Croton. Thank you.